You won't get used to trying to play me, and I won't get used to feeling played. So that's how I dealt with that.
God is like no time to stop. So hello everyone, I am Elle Harris. I am the founder and chairwoman of Worldwide Women Group, and I'm sitting here today with the beautiful Nicole. I want her to introduce herself to you.
Hi everyone, I am Nicole J, owner of A Distinct Image. I'm excited to be here. I'm super excited.
I'm excited to have you. So I kind of been following Nicole, maybe kind of stalking a little bit on healthy stalking, not trolling, on Instagram for a while, and she's very just dope. I don't know any other way to say it. I admire everything that she does. I admire her brand. I don't know her as a person yet because sometimes we get that confused. We get the brand confused with the person. But from the conversations that we've had, they've been very authentic. And I feel like I'm talking to my homegirl.
Right.
So I'm very, very happy that we've been able to have those conversations just in the short time of us talking. And the good thing about this is that we both kind of talked about just not being very open people, just kind of private people. So this is going to be really cool because we talk like we're not private to each other. So, but I wanted to sit down with her and talk about, we're doing this Forbidden series, and it's about speaking on conversations that we are not allowed to have as women. And today we are going to talk about the bitch in me. And it's not about just using a lot of profanity with saying that word. It's really to talk about how people portray women as a bitch if we are doing certain things and just certain levels in our business. So we're going to kind of talk about that and just that versus the passive aggressiveness, trying to balance which woman you need to be in what certain settings. So just to get started, tell me about your experience of having to be or being labeled as the bitch.
I can say it's bittersweet, to be honest, because you come to a point where you realize that people will get over on you. And the only way they won't get over on you is if you're firm in what you are doing, firm in your structure, and just continue that on a regular basis. But then you're exuded as that person. So it's just like, ugh. But if I soften up, will you take advantage of me? Will you walk all over me? Will you name my price? Will you name what my worth is to you or what it should be? I'm a very firm believer in that. My business license says Nicole Jernigan, not Nicole Jernigan and us, or not Nicole Jernigan and them. So I have to make sure that I'm being true to myself. So I would say the bitter is even having that title as it pertains to you being serious about your business. And the sweet is, not to cross me. We're not playing these baby games. We're not doing that. So I can say it's bittersweet.
Do you feel like, I think something that I'm learning to do is set boundaries with people. So I have this whole boundaries are vital to you.
Okay. Don't forget that part.
The thing is, when you're in business, and you could probably speak to this too, when you first started in business, you're new. And if you don't have a lot of experience, I didn't go to school for business. Business is something that came second. It wasn't something that I'm very formally educated in. So you find yourself going into situations where, all right, this is the business that I have. This is what I want to do. I got my first client and I'm super excited about this. So do I give them everything so that they can go out and tell everybody how great I am? But then if I do that, are you now going to take advantage of me? How did you learn the balance that?
Fortunately for me, in my occupation as a hairstylist before a businesswoman, because I look at that as having two totally different jobs. But as a hairstylist, I started at my mom's house on her good couch, on her good pillows. Okay. So my customer service started with me knowing, okay, if I do a good job, they're going to go to school and tell everybody I did a good job. But they're too occupied with the fact that one sister took their braids down, another sister shampoo, another sister blow dry, and then you got to me. If they paid attention to that, that would just be the icing on the cake. But if they didn't, I still did a good job. So when it comes to me learning, I pretty much built as I learned. Okay. And that's what business as well. Specifically because to me, I feel like I got maybe walked on maybe once or twice, but that was too much for me. Some people wait until it's 5-10 years down the line of them being taken advantage of and before they make a change. I'm the type of person that nip it in the bud right then and there. So when new people came, it was already the structure. I didn't have to go back and re-explain, oh, well, the last time such and such did this, this, and this, and so now that's why we're here. Mm-hmm. I never did that. I peeped game, changed the structure, and then I went with that. As soon as something happened, I changed it immediately. So I wouldn't get used to feeling like that. Mm. You won't get used to trying to play me, and I won't get used to feeling played. Mm. So that's how I dealt with that.
That's smart. I think that is something that a lot of us feel like. I definitely have failed in that a lot. I find myself giving more because I feel like, oh, you've given me this opportunity. When in actuality, instead of looking at it in that way, I should be looking at the opportunity that I'm giving you because I'm giving you a great service. However, it's still hard to accept.
Right.
So just trying to find that balance. Like, I don't know how you flip that switch.
It's kind of hard, mm-hmm. and you kind of got to go with your gut feeling. You know, we have that gut feeling that just be like, oh. We're very intuitive. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I go with that. I don't second guess it. If my body says, no, friend, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. We are not doing it. If my body says, or my mind says, give it a try. I'll give it a try. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to jump in full-fledged, but I'll definitely give it a try. And I'm not going to jump into a point where I can't rebound myself. I'll always make sure that I have space to rebound myself, because if I jump all the way in and give you everything I have, then I feel like the fool. Mm. You know, and I don't want to feel that way. So it's, in a sense, I keep myself guarded, but I let it be a case-by-case type of situation. Now, if I'm going to give, it's going to be something I'm willing to give anybody. Mm-hmm. You, her, him, them. I'm going to be willing to give that to any and everybody. But as far as the things that I deem very, very valuable, especially those things past my boundaries, mm-hmm. I'm not giving that to everybody. Mm. I keep myself in a place where I can be like, okay, step back. Okay, step back. You know, so that you don't feel like, oh, I got her now.
Yes.
Because you don't.
Look that camera, because you don't. And that's really good, because with you have a huge following. And so sometimes that comes with a price. Yeah. The price of people reaching out to you because they want to be associated with your brand. And so if you know, again, with the boundaries, you have to be guarded in certain areas, because if not, people will try to take advantage of you. So how do you prevent that now? Like when going out, like say if you're going to an event, like what does that look like for you? Do people run up to you? Are you like, wait a minute? Like, how does that look?
They're used to. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, right now, I'm still not used to it, but I've learned to not look like, oh my God, get away from me. I've learned to make it look like I'm doing something that requires my personal time and attention. I wouldn't like for you to run up on me. Mm. You know, it could be a fast food restaurant. Yeah. Especially when I was a braider. It was like, oh my gosh, Miss Nicole J. And I'm like, ooh, who sent you? You way too excited for my comfortability right now. But I have to put myself in the position as to if I were to meet someone that I had been wanting to meet for a long time now. Don't get me wrong. I've been meeting and being in the presence of what we deem celebrities since I was like 12. So that stardom type of situation, I don't get that. But I know how it felt. I remember how it felt to feel that way when I first started meeting celebrities. But mine would say, you can't just go running up on people. So that's how I pretty much carry myself now. Like, don't run up on me. I try to make everything as comfortable as possible. So if it's something like, you know, if somebody run up, oh my God, Nicole, oh my God. I like, how you doing? You alright? Okay, girl. Calm down. But I give that, you know, that warm feeling to the situation so that you can calm down.
Did you get tired of selfies?
No. And to be honest, I'm literally like the girl next door. So thank goodness to my best friend, CJ Macbeth, okay? Because he told me, he was like, look, you better stop walking out the house like people don't know who you are and like they won't stop and want to take a picture of you. It took one time for somebody to see me in the grocery store and I looked a plumb fool. And they was like, oh my God, can I take a picture with you? And I was like, oh girl, my hair not done. I don't have no clothes on. I got, you sure you want this picture? And she's like, yes, I don't care. And I just stood there. And I took the picture, but I was like, why did I do that? You know, why did I do that? But it made them happy. It made me uncomfortable. So from then on, I look halfway decent, presentable, you know. But it's still something that I'm not quite used to because I don't look at myself as other people portray me. Okay, you got a lot of followers. I don't know them people. You know, I look at them as the people who support my work, the people who want to learn from me, the people who care about what I'm talking about. And so they can carry it to their stylist or their friend or, you know, even if it's business advice or tips or whatever the case may be. So they can take it out. I never expect for people to come in and say, I follow you on Instagram. I want to get my hair done. I never expect that. I don't know why. I never expect it. I don't expect it.
I think that's probably a good thing. I think you just, because it just means that for you, it's not about, like, there are some hairstylists out here, and I know you're more than a hairstylist. So I don't even want to just say that. But there are some people who, it's not about hair care. It's not about genuine relationship building. It's more about, look at me, I'm fly. You know, it's less about the care. It's more about, I want you to be associated with this. I want you to follow me. I want you to bow down to me pretty much, you know, because this is who I am and I'm fabulous. Instead of like, I really respect my craft. I really respect how women spend millions of dollars every year putting into their hair because they associate their beauty with this. So I think that that's probably why you don't feel, you know, that like, I
feel like it's superficial. It's not real. You know, and at the end of the day, I'm an actual person. I'm a real person with real feelings. So, and I'm a bit narcissistic. And I say that in a very loose way because I feel like I use my narcissism for the benefit of my business and myself. So for instance, if I wanted to go and get a service, I want it to be about me. I don't want to share this one person with 10 other people. I want it to be my time.
Yeah.
And so when my clients come in, I want just as much as they want it to be about that. I want it to be about you too. You know, I don't want to share your time with 5 or 6 other people because then that takes away from the things I want to talk about. I might not feel comfortable discussing certain things with you while there are 5 more people sitting there looking at you, looking at me, looking at them. You know, so I do a one person at a time type of situation. The best or the worst you can get out of it is that you don't get to finish the conversation the way you would want to, but there's always next time. The worst you could get out of it is that you don't say a word to me because there are 15 other people waiting, you know? So I'm more so about the relationship. I'm more so about the care, not just physically, but your well-being, your mental well-being, because I got to deal with that.
Do you feel like that drains you? Because like something I realized about a month or two ago is I've always had this thing with people who have, like, especially women who have a God complex, in the sense of I'm the best, no one's better. Like, I'm not gonna help you. This is who I am. Everybody around me, I've always had an issue with that until I realized that I have a God complex, and it's not in the sense of I think I'm the best at what I do or anything like that. I have a God complex in the sense of I want to solve everyone's issues,
Right.
And I think that stems from I've had certain situations in my life where I felt like God didn't come to my rescue. Mm-hmm. And I know he did, but at that time I didn't see it as God came to my rescue. I looked at it as God failed me. So when I see women who have gone through similar situations, I find myself trying to play God in their lives. Mm-hmm. And that's very dangerous because it burns you out, it drains you, and it makes you withdraw from people when they don't take what you give and use it as something good. So for me, when I start to get burned in the sense of, all right, I've done all this and you just burned me. It was good for me to be burned because God's like, you're not God. Right. Like, you're in the way of what I'm trying to do for them. So for me, like, now I'm at this place of, it's like a trigger for me. Like, people will call and say, I'm just going through a lot right now and this is stressing me out. And I want to be like, I know the answer. And then I was like, well, good luck. I'm going to pray for you. Let me know how that goes. And like, it's so hard to be in that place. But I think that when you, like what you do, you're spending all of these hours with people. They come see you, they let everything out and they're talking to you. But then now it's like, you're my answer. Yeah. Like, do you feel that way?
I would say yes and no. Mm-hmm. And I would say yes and no. I would say yes specifically because before a person can even be serviced by me, we do a whole hour consultation. Not just so that you know what you're getting yourself into as far as the services, treatments, pricing, and things of that nature. But so I can know what I'm getting myself into. Yeah. People often think that, okay, yeah, you have people do consults. That means you must say yes to everybody. I don't. I say no to more people than I say yes to because I know I can't solve all of your problems. And a lot of your issues that you're having externally stem from something internally. Mm. So if you aren't in the position to even think about or entertain the thought of letting it go, it's beyond me. I can't help you. But if you want to see things for what I'm telling you as far as the analysis of your consultation, which goes into physical, psychological, emotional, it covers all of those things. Mm-hmm. If you aren't open to even have that conversation, how can I help you? Mm-hmm. And I like to turn the questions around to them when they say, well, I'm going through this, I'm doing that, I'm going through this. And I'm the same way. Yeah. I want to help. Oh, girl, look, do this and do that and do this. I have to turn it around and say, well, what do you think? Mm-hmm. What do you think would happen if you changed the way you thought? What about if you thought this way? It's the same thing, but turn it around. What do you think your results would be if you did that? It makes them think for themselves instead of me just giving them the answers. Just like when we were kids, our parents would say, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. We just knew no. Mm-hmm. It was very seldom that there was a reason behind it. It was just no. So what did we do? We did it anyway.
Exactly.
Exactly, right? I think I wish I'd have thought and listened to my mama right now. But when we allow ourselves to think for ourselves, to put ourselves in a lot of these different situations, we can find our own answers. And as adults, especially adults of children, mm-hmm. They're counting on us to make logical decisions for their well-being. Yeah. So if we're not making logical decisions, if we're not thinking things through, the thing is, people don't want to think. It's too much. Mm-hmm. They don't want to read. They don't want to think. They're just rebelling against everything that they know long down the lane that it will be beneficial to them, but They don't want to do it for themselves. They want you to do it. That's why everybody wants to find a quick this, quick that, quick this. The phone not moving fast enough. We came out with 5G. Oh, it's not still not moving. We came out with 2G. We can't. They make the world so intense that we're not willing to take the long way of anything. And that's what fails us every single time. So having that God complex of wanting to, help everyone, you can't. You have to see what they're willing to do for themselves before I can step in and even halfway assist you. And that's how I handle my clients. What are you willing to do? If you want me to do this, I need you to do this. Are you going to do it? If they say no, I can't do my job. Yeah. I can't give you all of the answers, though. You have to go and seek things out for yourself also. Or do research on the things that I told you. Because then you're making the education your own. If you don't want to do that, I can't help you.
So how do you feel? And I kind of talked about this off camera, so I'm trying to figure out how I got there earlier. But how do you feel about, let me ask you this question first. Do you feel like you always have to be on? And when I say on, like, do you always have to be Nicole J, like Nikki, the brand, like everywhere you go? Because like you were saying earlier, if I go to the store real quick, now I got to make sure that I look nice because somebody, like me, I look homeless 80% of the time. Like, I wear mismatched socks. I don't care where I go. I just don't like my socks to match. I look like a bum. And it's not okay. It's not like I'm working through that. I had a whole therapy session with my husband earlier about that. But I think for me, that also kind of helps me. Like, that's that place I go to where I feel like I can just be me. I don't have to be like Elle of this. I could just be me. I just want to be me. Like, I want to go to the store and get some and not be seen. And like, do you feel like you always have to be like, all right, let me present this way? Like
No. I feel like the closer I am at remaining myself, the better I feel. So, I mean, when we had that conversation, I knew I needed to change.
Yeah.
I was a tomboy for a long time. But at the end of the day, if I still want to go to the store and like my flip-flops in the dead of winter, I'm going to do that. You can think whatever you want to think. Yeah. This is my thing. What you perceive of me, how you think of me, whatever your thoughts, feelings, emotions are about me has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I have to be comfortable within myself. So if I'm comfortable within myself, if you are too, that's cool. If you're not, that's cool too. I'm not going to knock you for feeling how I might feel some type of way about you.
Yeah.
I can't wear a whole face of makeup going to the store. Okay? I can't do that. I'm not getting up an hour early to do makeup. I like sleep. So I'm good with, my little facial wash and my warm cloth on my face if I do that. And going out the door after I brush my teeth. I'm quite okay with that. You know what I mean? So no, I don't feel the need to be on all the time. I feel the need to understand when I'm on, why I'm on, and how to appreciate the moment when I'm on, and how to deal with the after effects of being on. You get what I'm saying?
Good, yeah.
Because being on is not the issue. What are you going to do after it?
Yes.
How are you going to deal with the things that come along with being on? My thing is, even when it comes to promoting, that's a big, big, big part of business. I could sit and promote all day long. I don't want to. So I don't. People will say, oh, yeah, I ain't seen you post nothing in a week. I didn't feel like it. You want to post?
Would you like to say?
Would you like to
Instagram
do
for a day?
Would you like to? I have plenty of things to send you, but would you like to? I didn't feel like it. So even when it comes to my platforms, being in front of people, being on stage, teaching a class, it's very important for me to be on with myself, in tune with myself.
I love that.
I don't want to be anything else because it takes too much energy to be on all the time. I just want to be me.
Oh, I love
just
that.
want to chill.
I
be chilling, girl.
I love that. I think that is so real. I never looked at it like that before. And that's something I'm going to reflect on for myself. I think it's exactly what you just said. It's not the on that's the problem. It's the after. Because after, like, I'm empathic. So I felt everybody energy that came in the room. I am completely drained. Like, and then people still need stuff after I'm drained. And I'm just like, leave me alone. I just want to go watch TV. I want to go watch Frasier. Or The
Golden
Office.
Girls, please, okay?
And I just want to be left alone.
Right.
So, and then it puts you in this place of like, it's almost debilitating. Like, you don't want to do anything else. I'm paralyzed to my bed because I'm drained. And so it's like, oh, if I got to go back out here comes that same level of energy again. And so it goes back into the bitch in me because when I go out, like, I have this face of, I mean, I don't know how I present, but I've been told different things. Some people say I'm warm and inviting. Some people say I look cold and don't talk
Depends
to me.
on the day.
Depends
you don't know who
day.
you're going to get.
I don't know who you're going to get. You know, I'm not a bitch. At least I don't think I am. I can be. Like, right. But I don't try to be that way. I try to. But sometimes when you just know when you walk into certain situations, like, oh, so what do you do? Or how can you do this? Like, we have went to an event not too long ago, and I just wanted to be there as a friend, to talk, to have fun, like laid back. And someone came and they just talked to me about We're All Women Group. And I love We're All Women Group. I just didn't want to talk about it. That just wasn't the space. I wanted to have my drink and laugh and dance and be offbeat, like with my friend. I just wanted to have fun. Right. But I couldn't because it had to be about being on. And for me, it's like you said, I'm thinking about the after effects. I've just had to talk to you. Now you're going to tell me what my program works with your life and how you going through this. And I'm just like, no, not today.
And in the inside of your head, you sitting in the corner. like like what is that little cartoon?
Yes.
And then you don't want to be that way, but it kind of makes you shut down. Mm-hmm. It makes me shut down. Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk about hair all the time. I say that all the time when I go to service. I'm here to get my spiritual food. When I'm in school, mm-hmm. I'm here to get this book food. Mm-hmm. Wherever I am, I'm trying to be in that moment. Like right now, I'm trying to get my chill interview food. Okay? So I don't want, for your cousin to come in here and be like, girl, what can you do for my hair? I don't know. I don't know you, baby. I don't know.
I ain't even trying to think about it right now.
I can't even think about follicles right now, but I really think that is something that people use as just a form or a way to just spark conversation. It's something relatable.
Gotcha.
It's something that they know for sure you're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. What about women? That's your baby. Yeah. That's your baby. Mm-hmm. If somebody was to walk up in here and say anything to me about my son, I'm alert. Mm-hmm. I'm alert. What happened? What'd you say? What he do? But when it comes to, people who don't know you, they don't know how to approach you. They don't know how to take your energy based off your page. Because a lot of people say, oh, you so militant. You so structured. I got to get my whole social security number to get my hair done. Well, baby, you're either going to put it up there or you're not. But it's what people know is relatable to you. So it's like, I know she's going to talk if I say this. I know she's going to give me some type of feedback. I don't know what it is, but she's very passionate about this. So if I say something about this, I know for a fact she'll say something and perhaps with a smile. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? People look for a conversation to comfort themselves. They don't necessarily look to talk at you. They look to comfort themselves. So if you were to respond, be like, girl, automatically they're offended. Oh my God, this is you. Yep. And because it wasn't what they thought it would be, so.
The people who come to you because like you're a Nike, like how does that make you feel? Like the people who, I saw you on Instagram and I saw you do this and this is why, like I'm a fly from California to see you. Like, how does that make you feel?
It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because, by all means, I'm humbled for you to come across the whole United States to sit in my chair. You've passed thousands, if not millions, of people before even getting to me. So that in itself is that's very humbling. If I were a stylistic type of stylist, that would give me the high of a century. That you came and thought that much of me to come all the way over here to sit in my chair. That's the sweet part. The bitter part, though, is that I am not a stylistic stylist. I want to take care of your hair. That doesn't mean one service and you're done. That means continuous building, growing, learning. I don't get that off of one visit. So I know you're excited. Thank you. But it's sad to me because I'll never see you again. Or I might see you once or twice a year. And that's not enough time to fix what you have going on. It's just enough time to give you a quickie.
Yeah. Why do you think people are in that space of, you're an anomaly. You're not that person who's like, yes, I have this following, this is my tribe. You don't look at it in that sense. So you look at it more as like a family. You don't look at it as, you follow me because you're a fan. You look at it in a totally different way. Like, why do you think people are in that position now where it's like, I want to be associated with this? Like, I have to be one of your clients. Like, I have to tell the world that, and I got to take a selfie when I'm in your chair.
Pseudo love. They want pseudo love. Everybody knows, social media, they show you fake love all the time. You're out in public. Oh, girl, yes, that's queen, selfie. And then you turn around and, girl, I can't stand it. They crave the attention while they're around you. And I don't like attention. So when you come and you sit in my chair, it's like I want us to build the type of rapport where you know about my kid and you might have gone through the same thing that I went through and you can give me advice. Yeah. As the client, you can give me advice because you already have a 17-year-old. Yeah. Or now a 21-year-old. And I'm now about to have a 17-year-old. Like, I don't look at it as just a take type of situation. I look at it as a give and take on both ends. But most people, when they just want to take. Yeah. They just want to take your brain and say, look, I was here. And that's it. I don't want that. I want to be able to build relationships, even with networking. I don't want to network with everybody. So I don't want to come to the club with 15,000 cards in my hand because I'm probably going to talk to 3. I don't want to talk to 15,000 people. It's going to take too much from me.
You said a mouthful there. I was talking to my goddaughter the other day, and I know we got to wrap this up, but we were talking about, she was saying that with business, it's hard to, when you have people that know what you're doing and they don't promote and, all of this stuff. And I told her, I was like, one thing I learned is to not take it personal when my friends don't support or don't, share anything. I said, because 2 things could be, they could just genuinely not rock with what I'm doing. Or I could have changed my mind on what I'm going to do so many different times that they're just like, oh, so you're doing this now? And then the other thing is, it just may not align with what they want to be aligned with. Like, people, we were talking about the Facebook thing. I'm very selective about people who I select to be my friend on Facebook. And that's okay. That's just, that's my introvertedness. But when I get tagged and stuff, it's not that I don't want to share it. I just may not want to be aligned with what you're doing. Like, and I'm okay that you are a women empowerment. I'm not a women empowerment person. Like, I hate when I get associated with that because empowerment for me is false. You're giving me a feeling and not an action. Right. And I'm about action. Right. So I don't want to be associated with that. I don't want you to tag me and stuff. Like, I pray that it goes well. But I do not want to be associated with certain things when I know that the other people that you're also tagging, I know that they've harmed women. I know the things that they've done. I don't want my name to be associated. Because if I see this name, I'm like, oh, crap. Now my name is associated with this. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And then they mess up business for people who want to work with you down the line. On top of the fact, that's not your target audience.
Exactly.
Don't look for your friends and your family to support even sharing a post. That's not your target audience. It's not what they're here for. That's not what they're here for at all. So I agree.
Yeah, I think we get stuck into that world, but we have to find. So what do you think? I don't know if it will change the whole, idea of people like thinking the bitch in me, but I think you've given like some really good things for people to think about and reflect on. Like, how do you think we move from understanding that everyone isn't a bitch? This is just how we have to guard ourselves so that we can continue to give love or, give what we've been purposed to do.
I think it's going to take for other people to learn the difference. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. I think it's going to take, because we had to learn and differentiate what that looks like. Mm-hmm. It has to be up to them to learn what it looks like, and or to become that entrepreneur and then see it. Mm-hmm. That's something that I've had to discuss with my clients. You don't understand my structure because you're not an entrepreneur yet. Mm-hmm. Become one, and then we can have this conversation. And lo and behold, I want to say a good 60% of my clients are now entrepreneurs. And they're like, Miss Nikki, I know exactly what you mean now. I'm so sorry.
It's a different world.
It is.
It's a different world. I apologize to my husband a lot. Like, I'll say certain things, or I'll say, like, how he responded. I'm like, why did you do that? That made no sense. Like, you should have came. And then I'm like, oh, now I find myself in this position, and I'm just like, whew, okay, I get it now. Let me shut up and and humble myself, because it's not as easy as people make it seem. So yes, so thank you so much for spending this time with me. Where can people find you and see your lovely face and all the other things that you have going on?
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram, ADI by Nicole J. This is the same as Facebook. I don't do Twitter too much. And coming soon, we'll have another level of adistinctimage.com. So you'll definitely be able to go there, possibly see this interview and blogs and things of that nature, because I like to bring a lot of things into my brand. I feel like a distinct image can cover a vast amount of things. So definitely coming soon to be able to see that, and possibly in a city near you teaching somebody's classes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in, and have a wonderful day. God is like no time to stop.